The bar in Asterope's starport was a meeting point for all type of characters exchanging stories and dreams of success. Commander Norton, a white-haired explorer, sat alone at one of the tables at the back. His glasses slipped a little as he raised his glass. He watched the crowd. His gaze lingered on one person in particular, Saint Brenda. The famous representative of the Adeptus Sororitas looked like a beacon of determination in her imperial garb. He didn't hesitate for long and approached her. "Saint Brenda," he began in a raspy voice, "it is an honor to see you here. Your sisterhood has saved countless souls. What brings you to Asterope?" Brenda turned to him. Her eyes were scrutinizing, almost penetrating. "Commander Norton, isn't it? What brings a lone space pilot like you to a place like this?" "I'm having my ship, the Soul Catcher, upgraded. It's a Crate Mark II, equipped to fight the Thargoids. They're up to mischief here." He paused and gestured outside. "I could really use your blessing." Brenda nodded slowly, then asked, "Do you have the courage to fly to the Alanis system? There's a planet there that will test your soul." Norton knew about Alanis. It was a place full of dangers, known for its devil volcano, but he didn't want to make a fool of himself. "If you're coming with me, then yes," Brenda smiled slightly. "I will fly, but in my own ship, the Tangarok. I'll see you in Alanis." A little later, they stood together in front of the bar's large panoramic window. The hangar of the starport lay before them, full of busy pilots and ships taking off. Norton saw some heading towards the Thargoid combat zone. "That could be me soon," he said, more to himself than to Brenda. "With my Guardian Gauss cannons, I'll recover an alien heart and protect humanity." Brenda remained silent, gazing out. Finally, she said, "Before you break other hearts, you must first recover your own." Norton wanted to protest, but she didn't give him the chance. Instead, she strode off towards the docks. In the hangar, they inspected Norton's Soul Catcher. It was a massive ship, battle-hardened, with visible scars and polished weapons. Norton tapped the hull proudly. "With this machine, I can stand up to any alien. Why don't you fly with me?" "I have my own ship," Brenda replied and made her way to her Imperial courier. "Follow me if you can." The journey through hyperspace to Alanis was breathtaking. Stars became shimmering lines before the system emerged. Alanis itself was a grim sight. The sixth planet in the system lay in a shimmer of smoke and ash, a volcano spewing ominous clouds into the atmosphere. "Ready to land?" Brenda asked over the radio. "Ready," replied Norton and steered the Soul Catcher to the surface. The landing approach was turbulent, but they touched down safely on the rocky ground. Norton stepped out of his ship, the icy cold of the planet cutting through his spacesuit. Brenda landed beside him, her movements calm and practiced. In the distance, in the mists of the volcano, a figure could be made out. It was impossible to see it clearly, but something about it made Norton shiver. "What is it?" he asked hesitantly. Brenda activated her energy shield. "I'm going to find out." "Alone?" asked Norton incredulously as he retreated into his Mars rover. "There's no other way," she replied, her voice unwavering. The closer Brenda got, the clearer the shape became. It was a monstrous creature that might once have been human. Scraps of an old spacesuit clung to it, and its eyes glowed a devilish red. "Saint Brenda!" a voice boomed from the smoke. "Your order has snatched too many souls from me. I will not allow that." Suddenly, the creature drew a weapon and fired at them. Brenda backed away, her energy shield flickering but holding firm. Taking a steadying breath, she said a silent prayer, raised her gun and fired back. The devil was quick, but Brenda was more determined. She landed hit after hit until the creature finally staggered. Norton, watching the fight from a safe distance, fired a volley from his rover. The devil fell to the ground for good. The devil's form lay motionless on the ground, the smoke from the volcano drifting around it. Brenda stood still, her weapon still in her hand, but her posture was calm, almost reverent. Norton rolled his Mars rover closer, the laser cannons of his vehicle still charged, as if he was afraid the creature might rise again. "That wasn't necessary," Brenda said without turning round to face him. Her voice was calm but firm. "My faith gave me the strength, not weapons or technology." Norton slowly got out of his rover and looked at her. She looked unaffected by the cold creeping through her spacesuit, and even more unimpressed by the danger she had just overcome. "How can you be so sure?" he finally asked, his voice rough with doubt. "We fight with everything we have, and you just think that's enough?" Brenda turned to him, her eyes piercing. "It's not technology that defeats evil, Commander. It's the will, the belief in what's right. You can have all the guns you want, but in the end, you have to find the strength within yourself." Norton fell silent. Her words echoed in him, shaking something he kept hidden deep inside. "Are you coming with me?" he finally asked, pointing to his rover. Brenda shook her head. "Number Sinner's vehicles don't carry me." With firm steps, she made her way back to her Imperial courier. Norton stopped and watched her go. A little later, the Tangarok rose majestically into the atmosphere until it disappeared among the stars. Alone on the barren ground of the planet, Norton let his gaze wander over the volcano and the empty horizon. "Maybe she's right," he murmured quietly to himself. "Maybe it's not the technology that's saving us. Maybe it's something bigger." Then he turned and slowly walked back to his soul catcher, leaving the remnants of the battle behind, and perhaps some of his old beliefs.